Hello and welcome to another rebuild. It's Borussia Dortmund that is going to get the makeover this time round, and we're going to try and wrestle the Bundesliga away from Bayern Munich. A little bit about themselves: enjoying the greatest era during the 2010s. Dortmund have a history that can be proud of, boasting a total of 22 competition wins, winning the UEFA Champions League in '97. It seems a long time ago. Finished runners-up once. Won the German top division 8 times and 10 times runners-up. Won the Cup Winners' Cup in '66 and finished runners-up in the UEFA Super Cup in '97. The last won the Bundesliga in 2012. That's 10 years ago. So let's go and see if we can try and win that back for them as well, and as well as keep them going as one of the teams that bring in youth and sell for a lot of money as well. Currently, the wage budget is around about 2.3. They've got a transfer kitty of £8 million, which doesn't seem an awful lot, but we're going to try and keep them into the top couple of places. The favoured formation, that's the best 11. They've got Haller, Roos, Brandt, Wolf, Bellingham, which we're going to try and keep hold of. Amazingly, we did buy Bellingham for Liverpool in the last week's rebuild. So we're going to try and hang on to Bellingham and build a team around him. Emre Can, we've got Guerrero, Sula as well. I really do rate Sula as a centre-back. I'm not sure how old he is now, though. Hummels, Meunier and Kobol in goal. So looking at the rest of the squad, so we'll take it from the better players that they have got, like Roos and Bellingham and Sula. Sula's 26. Wow. He'll be here for the entirety, I'm hoping. Yeah, we're going to have to do some of these contracts as well. Guerrero, Hummels, 33, probably looking to replace him at some point. Kobol, if he's any good, then we'll hang on to him as well, 24 years old. And not very, I mean, they've got some quite good potential players. 17-year-old Bino Gittins, Yusufa Makoko, and Adeyemi. Oh my word, I forgot they had Adeyemi. Wow, well, okay, striker. We're not going to be going anywhere else for a striker, I don't think. Haller as well, he's 28 years old, so probably look to replace him at some point. And Modeste as well, 34. So yeah, there's a lot of aging players, but also quite a lot of young ones. So they've mixed the old with the new. So looking into the second team, there's a couple of youngsters that got high potential, but nothing more. Whether or not they'll get into the first team in this rebuild remains to be seen. It'd be nice if we could, but we'll see what happens. But 18 years old into the second team, that's pretty decent. And the under-19s, they've got some even better players in here, actually. 17-year-olds, Rickoff, Brunner as well, Rahman. I think, and Filippo Mane as well. Excellent. They look very stacked for the future, at least anyway. Financially, 15 million in the bank. They have got 8, so the higher up they finish in the German table, the more revenue they get, because they do not get money for televised games, unfortunately. As always, we'll look where they are predicted to finish 8-1 to finish second behind Bayern Munich. And of course, Bayern Munich literally take up all the places in the Dream 11. There's only Bellingham and Neymar. Yeah, we're going to have to destroy that a little bit. So let's get on to the transfers and have a look what we've done. With not much money in the kitty, we only made the one additional transfer to what was already transferred in. Amar Didic, left or right back. We wanted another youngster in. We have got a couple of aging players. This young man, it fits the bill with what Dortmund do. Bring in youngsters, build them up, sell them on. 2.5 star. He's got great potential as well. Not bad stats at all. So hopefully we're going to be playing him in one of them two positions. Like I say, £8 million wasn't an awful lot in the budget. So £13 million we managed to spend, £5 million over a space of 3 years. He's played 5 games for us already. Ever present for Wolfsberger and Liefering. But he comes to Germany and hopefully he'll settle in quite nicely. But that goes along with £106 million spent as well, with Adeyemi coming in, Haller, Schlotterbeck and Ozcan as well alongside Modeste. We tried to get move Modeste on and even Haller as well, because they are older players, which I'm quite surprised that they brought older players in. Maybe it's just experience they needed. But Adeyemi at the moment is playing an absolute blinder. £68 million goes out, with Haaland going to Man City being one of them. Tactically, we are doing the 4-2-3-1 formation. Didek is going to be on the right-hand side. We did lose one of our players long term, actually. So we put Didek there as opposed to left-hand side. He seems to be suited better there for the youngster. So we'll see how he gets on this season. Bellingham, we're going to put straight in. He can play alongside Emre Can. Guerrero, Reina, we've got Özcan as well, so we'll see who fits in there at the end of the season as well. Everywhere else is blank because we've got amples of players that can play in them positions, and Adeyemi up front. Pre-season went superbly. We won every single game. We won 10-0 in the first round of the German Cup. Then started the campaign against Leverkusen, we win. We draw with Freiburg, surprisingly. Werder Bremen, we win 6-1. We do lose to Hertha Berlin, which was an even bigger surprise. And then Hoffenheim, we win 3-0 before we start our campaign in the Champions League. That does see us third in the table currently because of that one loss. Great goal difference, one off Leipzig. Bayern Munich have dropped off. Did they draw? They drew with Frankfurt, actually, and Leipzig drew with Union Berlin. So there's quite a few surprise results going on. The Champions League, we have drawn Man City, Juventus, and Maccabi Haifa as well. And the season preview has us now at 15-2. To win the league, currently predicted second at the moment, so hopefully that'll change. But we have got Sula, Bellingham and Adeyemi in the Dream 11 now. We're starting to break that up, which is good. So let's go on and simulate Season 1. We'll come back and we'll have a look at the results. The first season is over and the predicted second place is not to be. We miss out by a good 9 points there from Leipzig, and then Bayern Munich, who win the league, just 3 points off Leipzig as well. So they lose 4 games. Did we beat Bayern Munich at all? No, we didn't. Did we beat Leipzig? Yes, we did. Only just though, but we still managed to get into the Champions League, which is pretty good as well. And being that high up, we should get a fair amount of money as well. Adeyemi finishes top goal scorer, and that is exactly what we wanted. We just need everybody else to pull the socks up and give him a hand. So having a look at some of the results, then there have been a little bit of mishmash really. Losing to Hertha Berlin and then losing to Leipzig and Cologne in quick succession without a win in 4 games there. But we do pick ourselves up with 4 wins out on the bounce, and then we start trying to get a little bit of mini revivals going along. Nothing really big here. Werder, we lose 2-1 to Schalke. We lost 6-0 to Bayern Munich. Wow, away from home. That's not what we want. How did we do against them at home then? We drew 2-2, which isn't a too bad result though, but a 6-0 thrashing, it's not what you want to see. We do have a 5-1 victory over Frankfurt though, so it's quite nice. But yeah, that 6-1 really marring not a bad season, but we expect to do a little bit better. In the German Cup, we get as far as the semi-final, losing out on penalties to Borussia Mönchengladbach. The final is still yet to play with no Bayern Munich. The Champions League, as expected, we finished in 3rd position. Not that far off second spot though from Juventus, losing the 3 games both to Man City and Juventus. Did we beat Juventus? No, Man City beat them twice and we must have drew then. Okay, but 2 wins against Maccabi Haifa. Not that impressive though, to be fair. So we drop into the UEFA Cup, and in the first round knockouts, we beat Karabag 8-4 on aggregate before losing to Arsenal 4-7. Wow, 6-3 in the away leg. That's disappointing. So the squad, let's have a look who scored all the goals then. And it was Adeyemi with 55 goals to his name in 47 games. 15 from Reina. Roos played 34 and 11 goals. Brandt got 7 goals as well with 15 assists. Amazing. Grittins as well. He got 6 goals out on loan, so I'm hoping he's going to come back in with his potential and we'll probably utilise him at some point. But it looks like he's dropped off a little bit. All the assists coming from Brandt, Roos, Reina. Through the whole team though, so everybody else getting involved. So it's quite a good team effort. Right, just a couple of signings then. We managed to bring a few players in, and 27-year-old Dani Ceballos comes into the midfield. He can play anywhere along the top line as well. Relatively young, especially younger than some of our players like Roos playing up at the top there. And I just think we just needed somebody just a few years younger that could come in steady the ship a little bit as we're making transitions into having younger players playing. And the big surprise is he was totally free. Real Madrid had let him go. He was free. Unbelievable. Played 3 games for us already, mind. But look at them stats. They look absolutely superb. Next up is another midfielder. I'm not sure where we're going to be going with this one. Danilo. We're going to actually be playing as a defensive midfielder for now. So you can guess where the formation is going. We just needed to concede less goals and cut out the silly losses, really, and just let our forwards do what they do best. But we'll see how Adeyemi gets on scoring goals without a cam roll in there. If it doesn't work, then obviously we'll have to go to a cam roll next season or something. But we'll see how it goes for now. Danilo comes in from SCP for £16 million, rising up to 17, 3 games already. Playing slightly less than what he did in the last couple of seasons, but give him time to get used to the German league. 22 years old, another youngster coming in. We are going to be playing young players. We just cannot afford to get big name players. This is a real problem for Dortmund at the moment. Until some of these bigger players go, in fact they're not wanting to go, and that is a massive issue. But Danilo comes in, £17 million. I'm relatively pleased. And a final signing is Hudson-Odoi. He was available on a transfer. Chelsea wanted to let him go. Again, 22-year-old. We have got a few players on that left-hand side, but we are going to have to think about letting them go next season and bring some cash in. But he is going to be playing on that left-hand side. He can play on the right-hand side as well if he wishes. I think he scored a goal or 2 in the friendlies, but £21.5 million, rising up to 23.5 from Chelsea. He was at Leverkusen last season, 20 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. I'm hoping he's going to fare better with us this season. He'll get plenty of opportunity to, but stats-wise, I'm hoping that's going to grow, and he's still got a bit of potential left as well. So overall, £37.5 million spent from a budget of $8 million. We do bring in 20, and we let go of Dahoud. He's gone for $5 million to Strasbourg. Pathano, we get Haller for $5 million. Moray goes for 800,000 to Nice, and a couple of other players are gone as well. And Modeste, he's gone out on a free. Financially, we've got £97 million in the bank, and they won't let us have any money. So next season, they're going to give us at least $8 million. Woohoo! Formation-wise, we are dropping to a DM role with Danilo, Cabellos, and Bellingham. And 3 main players in here. We'll see how that develops with Hudson-Odoi on the left. He's currently injured. He's out for 12 weeks or something daft like that. 10 weeks now, so that messes everything up really. Sula back playing in defence. Cabal as well. I think we're trying to get a new contract for him. Make sure he stays with us because it looks relatively good. Pre-season has gone okay. A couple of big scores, a 6-3, a 5-0, a 7-1 over Marseille. We do lose to Udinese. We win our first round in the German Cup 4-0 away from home, and then we start the league campaign with a draw and 2 wins, which has landed us in 4th position, currently 2 points behind the leaders Leipzig, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Freiburg. Bayern Munich are behind us with that 1 loss against Union Berlin. Surprise, surprise. We've drawn Parthenope, Kiev and Fenerbahce in the Champions League, so I'm expecting us to get through that as well. We've drawn Wolfsburg in the next round of the German Cup, so that's going to be interesting as well. The season preview, we're still second, 14-1 now to win the league. Bayern Munich 4-1, and we don't get any players. We've lost players apart from Bellingham. We've lost players in here. That's annoying. Right, let's simulate season 2, and we'll come back and have a look how we got on. Right then, season 2 comes to a close and we finish in 3rd position once again. 5 points less than last time. However, we did lose a lot less games this time, 5 as opposed to 8 last season. But we only win for 17 games with drawing an awful lot. 54 goals scored only. That is not good enough compared to last season where we scored 73. But our goal difference is... I think it's roughly about the same, but we only conceded 30 this time, which is a massive, massive improvement. Leipzig go on to win the league away from Bayern Munich, and we only finished 15 points behind Bayern, but a further 6 points behind Leipzig. So a lot of strengthening needs to happen here. Sesko becomes the leading goal scorer of Adeyemi, just behind, 2 behind in fact, on 22. Kobel gets joint highest clean sheets. So that's massive. So maybe the defence doesn't need looking at, but that is one of the areas we are going to be concentrating on, I think, this window. If we have a look at some of the results then. So we go on for an unbeaten run for quite a while then, up until the end of November, beginning of December, and then we lose to Freiburg and Leipzig. Very close games. And anything massive here? The games have been very, very close, but again, we don't concede an awful lot and a lot of clean sheets. Hoffenheim, we draw, a couple of more wins, so another couple of months where we're unbeaten. Bayern, we lose to 2-0. Did we play Bayern up here somewhere? We drew 2-2 at home, so that was so that's not too bad. But the scores haven't been great. 3-0 maximum. But to be fair, we've not lost that many. It's just a lot of draws where if we nicked a couple of wins or a couple of extra goals, 3 points would have been better. But a 3-2 loss to Leipzig towards the end of the season. A 79th minute winner there for Shabalozze for Leipzig. We get as far as the quarterfinals in the German Cup, losing to Stuttgart. That's after beating Erzgebirge. Wolfsburg we beat 3-1 actually, so I'm quite surprised at that. Away from home as well. And KSC 3-1 in the third round, and then the defeat in the quarters, which isn't great. The final was won by Bayern Munich, who beat Bayern Leverkusen. So the two Bayerns are coming up against each other. The Champions League, well, I'm shocked. We finished third by some distance as well. We lose to Fenerbahce, Parthenope and Kiev. We lost to all of them, losing the one game at home. But the one win coming against Kiev 2-0. But yeah, it's very disappointing. I expected to come out of that group, to be fair. We do beat PAOK in the knockout playoff round, first leg and second leg. Nice 2 wins there, 3-1 and 3-2, 6-3 overall. And then we come up against Arsenal, and we, despite drawing 1-1 at home with a late equaliser from Knuff, and they had a player sent off as well, only to lose 3-0 away from home. So very disappointing trip out in Europe, though, it has to be said. So how did that squad fare? So let's have a quick look at, did everybody play? Gittins, how did the youngster play, the 19-year-old? He did get 5 games, though. I expect him to go up a little bit more than that, but I don't think he's going to get that much gameplay, but we'll see what happens in the coming season. 35 goals from Adeyemi, and after that, nothing else, apart from the first season where nearly everybody got involved. A lot of goals have dried up, unfortunately, with the assists coming from Reina, Roos, Guerrero. Bellingham gets in on the act with 3 and 6. Cabellos, 4 and 4. And how did Danilo do? 2 and 2. Okay, so it's not too bad from the 3 signings that we did get in, so I'm quite chuffed with that. But everybody else, what about Sula? Did Sula get in on the act up front? He got 4 goals, though, so that's quite good. Right then, some more signings have come in, and Mohamed Simikan comes in as a centre-back. Hummels is getting slightly older. We wanted some young blood. 24-year-old Frenchman comes in, and to play alongside Sula, I think he'll do the biz just fine. Quite good at physicals. He's quick. He's got good acceleration. He's 6'2" as well, and he can head the ball. £9 million we brought it in for. Very, very cheap. 3 games already. 7.27, which is a good start. And from one of our rivals, Leipzig, as well. Next up is another centre-back. It is a left-back, actually. Renan Lodi comes in from Real Madrid. He was available, and we decided to nab him there and then. We were short of left-backs. We've got Guerrero, who is going on to 30 now, so we're looking to move him along if he hasn't moved on already. We shall see in just a moment. £23 million for this young man as well. I think 26 years old. That's not too bad. A little bit of experience as well. We've got Schlotterbeck as well that we can bring in. But I think a decent specialised left back is what is needed here. And like I said, we were strengthening at the back this season. And a final signing from the right-hand side this time, Jeremy Frimpong. 23 years old and an absolute beast. I think 5'7", very, very quick. He can dribble, cross the ball, and he just looks very, very nice all around. And he's got still some potential left in him. We did pay a premium, £40 million for him from Leverkusen. Again, another one of our rivals. And 7.2 is playing better than he has done for the previous seasons. Excellent stuff. So overall, £72 million brought in, but we do let go of £20 million worth of talent there. We got a Wolf going to Atlanta for 6.5. We got Emre Can going to Napoli, I think that is, £4.1 million. Paslak goes to Wolfsburg, 3.4. Hazard goes to Real San Sebastian for 3.4. And Guerrero, hence why we brought in Lodi as well, £1.3 million to Sevilla. And a couple of other players going out on loan, namely Gittins. He's gone to Pachuca on a loan. So hopefully he'll come back and look pretty good as well. Tactically, we're going slightly different this time. We're going to promote some of the youngsters in. The back four is what I'm envisaging going forward for the rest of this rebuild. And then we'll just concentrate everywhere else. But up top, Adeyemi and Mukoko. Mukoko looks very decent, very good potential. His dribbling and finishing and physicals almost matching that of Adeyemi. If we just put them both side by side, it's not that far off. Adeyemi's got a bit of speed, a bit of mentals and aerials, but everything else is almost matched. So I'm very happy with that. But 2 goals for him already in 4 games, 6 for Adeyemi. We're going for the juggler at the top, 19 and 22 years old. We can't ask for fairer than that. A young side that we are building now. If we have a quick look at the side that we have got age-wise, there's not that many older players. Hummels is still there. We tried to move him along, but I think he's going to retire next season, possibly. Nobody was wanting to pay his wages. But we have reduced his wages down by about 40 grand a week for the final season. So we're quite happy with that. Sula, I didn't realise he's 29 years old. We may have to look to probably replace him at some point. I didn't realise Cabellos and Brandt 28 as well. Everybody else 26 and under. The season has started off pretty well. Pre-season was just as good. Wolfsburger we lost 3-2 but that was the early blip, getting used to the 4-2-4 formation. And everybody else we just smashed, including a 4-0 victory over Inter Milan. With Rickoff with a brace, Mukoko with a goal, and Bornemann as well. Some of the youngsters getting in on the act. We start the German Cup with a 6-0 drubbing. Mukoko with a brace, Adeyemi with a brace, Danilo and Reina. A 1-1 draw against Leipzig, last year's winners. I think that's a very good result, especially away from home. Freiburg and Leverkusen, we smashed 4-0 each, which does leave us in 3rd position. 2 points behind Bayern Munich, Hertha Berlin as well. With Leipzig winning the league, still unbeaten, but the line in 8th position. The UEFA Champions League has gone into this league basis thing. So we'll have a quick look at what games that we will be playing. Chelsea, Transport, Lyon, Barcelona, Crvena Zvezda. We've got Sturm Graz, Man United as well, and PSG. Wow, that's a tough group. That's a tough set of games that we've got to navigate against. Chelsea, Barcelona, United and PSG. Somehow that just does not feel fair. As long as we finish in the top 24, then we should be able to progress. So it should make it a little bit easier for us. As long as we don't finish outside that, then we should be okay. And the season preview has us down as 13-1 to win the league behind Leipzig and Bayern Munich. Bellingham is our only player in the Dream 11. But Adeyemi can't be that far off now, surely. So let's go on and simulate Season 3. Hopefully we'll come back with some silverware. And hopefully we'll get at least into 2nd spot this season. I've got good hopes. We're starting to get some of the good young players in now and getting them game time. So let's see what happens. Right, new formation. We finished 4th position. I can't grumble too much at that. We weren't packed out in the defence like we were in the previous season. But we still managed to fit in the Champions League spot, which is good stuff. 63 points, 15 points off the winners. Leipzig again. Bayern Munich just 7 points ahead of us, with Hertha Berlin finishing an incredible 2nd spot. We scored 78 goals this time, which is a massive improvement than last season. We do concede a little bit more, but our goal difference is a lot better. So I'm happy that we're scoring goals again, which is good. But It's just that finishing, isn't it, really, that we have to sort out to get into the top 2 at least. Adeyemi, however, does finish leading goal scorer or the Golden Boot winner with 29 goals, 10 goals ahead of Sesko. So we're scoring goals. We just can't get the wins, and that's what's really hurting us at the moment. So let's have a look at some of the results. So we lose our first game against Hertha Berlin, even after drawing against Leipzig. Unbelievable stuff. And we beat Bayern Munich 3-1 at home. Then we lose to Augsburg, Hoffenheim, Union Berlin. Have a few wins on the bounce, which look really, really good as well. So a couple of 4s in there. Then we lose our way a little bit towards the end of the season. Players probably getting tired, injured, and probably not as good players coming in possibly. Losing 3 games in the last 6. It's not great, and just winning 2. It's not good. 3 games in 7. 4 games in 12, 11 even. Something like that. It's not great form, is it, going into the final bit of the season, really, to be fair. We do, however, get to the final of the German Cup. A great steal by Reina, who just goes on and puts the ball in the back of the net. We win this after extra time. We get a trophy, ladies and gentlemen. A trophy, finally. So they can be forgiven for finishing 4th in the league. But a win in the German Cup is absolutely excellent. We go 2-0 up, which suggests we were pegged back right before the 90 minutes. 83rd minute was one of the goals. I mean, that's disappointing. I mean, everybody bunching in together trying to get the ball away, but it doesn't get very far, and it's a good shot right into the corner. We got bodies in there. Nobody was there to block it. That's disappointing. And then a couple of minutes later, we concede again to go into extra time. Kraus there with the lovely finish, but he should not have been allowed to wander all the way through the defence there. But it was Adeyemi who does pop up with the winner on the 107 minutes. Cruyff to Adeyemi. It's a wonderful finish straight across the goal. Suspicions of offside, but it wasn't to be. We get away with it, and it's a win. It's a 3-2 win against Schalke, and we were quite dominant in that display as well, I feel. Along the way, we did beat Nordhausen 6-0, Cologne 2-0, 3-2 Bayern Munich again. We get them beaten. So 2 wins against them this season and the 1 loss. I can take that. Leipzig, we thrashed 4-1. And Mönchengladbach 3-2 in the semi-final. The Champions League, we just miss out of going into the last 16. We finished in 9th position. Only 1 point off Newcastle. Newcastle United, Chelsea and Liverpool, the 4 English clubs. We've got Man City and Arsenal also in the 11th and 12th. Wow. Who else did not make it? We're going up to the 24th. Celtic didn't make it. Roma, Benfica, PSV, Lyon, Antwerp. We do win 5 of our 8 games. We beat United 4-1. Sturm Graz 2-1, 5-0 against Sveda. Lyon 3-1 and Transport 4-1 as well. But we do lose to PSG, Barcelona and Chelsea, which is probably expected. In the first round knockout, we beat Monaco 6-3 overall, and then we lose to Man U. Even though we beat them 4-1 in the league bit, we just couldn't get past them. In fact, we got absolutely trounced over the 2 legs. The final was eventually won by Real Madrid, beating Arsenal 1-0. So where does that leave us squad-wise? Well, I'm glad to say that we've got 3 players, 20 goals plus, and that's exactly where we want to see it. Adeyemi with 42. He was sharing the forward line with Yusufa. He got 26 goals and 21 assists, mind. Wow. That's pretty good. 47 goals involvement and 49 goals involvement with Adeyemi as well. And 31 goals involvement with Reina. That's superb. Absolutely amazing. Odoi with 16 assists. Jude Bellingham 7 and 7. What about Sula? 4 goals, 1 assist this time. Danilo 3 and 5, which is pretty good as well. Semerkan, did he play? He did play in the defence. 2 goals as well. Superb. What about left and right back? So how did Frimpong do? 5 assists. Very good indeed. And Lodi, same for him as well. So our back 4, I'm pretty happy with. But that's a very, very good finish to the season, though. We've won a cup. We've got goals Our goal scorers are back scoring again. Incidentally, Adeyemi, he's got 83 goals now for Dortmund in 98. But what's he like overall? 124 in 200. I mean, the guy's just... That's just league alone. I mean, that is superb. Financially, we've been given £36 million. Woohoo! They're starting to give us a little bit more money this time as well. Considering we got £124 million and we won a cup, I think we deserve to have some more of that. So let's go and spend it. Let's have a look what we've done. Right, we've spent a lot of money. We've had to, we've lost a couple of players. Release clauses have been met, so I'm not a very happy person. However, we did go out and splash the cash. First one is Kangin Lee. He's a right winger, attacking. Well, he can play anywhere across the top half of the field. Looks pretty good actually. Either side of the wings. Odoi is probably just he's doing okay, but we might as well get some more fresh players in here and young ones as well. £28 million leading up to 30. He's done all right for us so far. A goal and assist in 3 games so far, but he comes from Mallorca for that much money. I mean, it is quite steep, but we've got to get these players in, and we had a lot of money to spend. We really did. Next up is Kefren Turam in the midfield. He can play defensive midfielder as well. 24 years old. You can guess where we're going with this. The players that we are losing, or the couple of players we have lost, if you haven't gathered already. But Turam comes in, beautiful stats, absolutely superb. We pick him up from Nice for £48 million. I think that was under his release clause as well, actually. They were quite happy to let him go. 3 games for us so far. Hopefully he's going to do a little bit more than the nothingness at the moment, but just give him a little bit of time. And I'm very excited to have this youngster in as well. So we are building. Just the fact we've only got 2 seasons to go. I mean, can we win the league at this point? Centre-back option, Eric Garcia. We had him at Liverpool, I think. And we bring him in again. £49.5 million. Cheap as chips. I mean, if there's ever a defender that you can pick up for £50 million, Garcia is that one. Leverkusen had him, actually. They let him go. They got him for £32 million from Barcelona. We got him for £50 million. I think, again, another one from our rivals. He looks pretty decent. To play alongside Sula. Don't forget, Sula's going to be 30 this year. And, well, we'll see if he plays alongside him or not, which remains to be seen. But we'll see what happens. Finally, we bring in Amadou Onana. Just came up on the scouting report, and we had some spare cash to spend. We didn't really know where to improve, and we decided to stick another one in midfield. We could have 2 defensive midfielders, actually, to be fair. We might do that in the final season, see what happens. £72 million rising up to 77 from Everton, who bought him for half that. In fact, 3 games for us so far, not doing too bad. He only had 3 assists in the 35 for Everton last season. 5 goals, 7 assists the season before. 1 and 5 the season before that. But I'm very excited. Again, stats-wise, really, really good. So now we've got umpteen midfielders. I'm trying to figure out a formation to have them all in, but we might just stick with the formation that we have currently. Unfortunately, out the door goes Jude Bellingham. He goes up for £120 million. So sad to let him go. I can't believe he's gone. Real Madrid has slapped a £248 million price tag on him. I can't believe it. 5 games, 2 goals, assist, and player of the match award already. Damn it. I can't believe it. We've had him for so long, and then we've just had to succumb. But yeah, £120 million. And the second player that went was Giovanni Reina, the 22-year-old winger. So sad to see him go. He had really, really good stats with us. I mean, even though 29 goals in 100-odd games, he quite performed well last season. 20 and 48 for us with 11 assists in total. But £40.5 million. The release clause was set. And yeah, we had to say goodbye, unfortunately, to him as well. So 167 brought in. Oh, we also let go of Malin as well, £6.5 million to Al Ittihad as well. So £198 million spent this season alone, which is absolutely phenomenal. I don't think we're going to get that sort of money for next season. Financially, we still got 154 million in the bank. We've still got a bit more money in the kitty, and I'm going to ask for some money for next season as well, since we have quite a big pot in the in the bank. Pre-season went okay, and then we started playing some decent teams and we started struggling. So we lose the Super Cup. I'm assuming that's I'm not sure, the league winners versus the cup winners, like the Charity Shield, I guess. We lose 1-0 to Leipzig. We do win in the German Cup first round, the defence of our title, the 10-1 victory with Union Berlin, 4-3. Now remember, we only lost to them last season just. So that's quite nice to get that win under our belts. Mönchengladbach, we lose 3-1, and then we beat Stuttgart 1-0. In the Champions League, we play Juventus. We've got PSV, Tottenham. We've also got PSG, Dinamo, Slavia Prague, Stuttgart, Milan, and Liverpool. It's going to be quite tough to get into the Champions League next round, I'm guessing. But a lot of teams in there. We just need to be in. We just missed out in the top 8 last season. So let's see if we can make it this time round. We've drawn Bochum in the second round of the German Cup. And there's confirmation the runners up in the Super Cup. Season preview has us down now at 8-1 to win the league, behind Leipzig and Bayern Munich. They're just teams that we're just really struggling against. And we've got nobody now in the Dream 11. Right, let's simulate Season 4. Let's see if we can go and get some more silverware. Hopefully we can finish a little bit higher in the table. We miss out on the title by 3 points. Unbelievable. I don't know whether we would have won it if it was on equal points or not. But our goal difference has much improved. Our goals scored has much improved. Wins have much we've just improved no end this season. And to finish second above Bayern Munich and not win the league, it's disappointing. And I've just seen our form going into the last 5 games. We've won our last 5 games. That is absolutely amazing. We lost to Leverkusen, annoyingly, Freiburg, Leipzig, which would have been the decider possibly, Augsburg, HSV, and Mönchengladbach, which suggests we didn't lose to Bayern Munich. Did we draw with Bayern Munich? We drew with them once, which suggests we've won one. Brilliant. Okay, let's have a look, see how... who won the Golden Boot. Adeyemi and Mukoko both leading the Bundesliga at the top of the Golden Boot. So Adeyemi winning it by 3 goals on 28. 25 of Mukoko, who shares it with Tresoldi of HSV with 25. But Mukoko and Adeyemi, 2 best players in the league. Frimpong, most assists in the league. Well, joint most assists. And Mukoko always gets the most Man of the Match awards as well. So the league, any outstanding results? So I can see a 6-2 against Schalke, which is fantastic. Mukoko and Adeyemi getting 4 goals in that one. Wow. Yeah, November seems to be where we've glitched. Hertha Berlin, HSV, Frankfurt and Augsburg. Them games should have been won at least. Well, all of them should have been won, and that probably messed it up for the rest of the season, or for the end of the season at least anyway, despite our late surge. 4-0 against Paderborn. We lose 4-1 to Leipzig there. Any other big scores? 4-1 Union Berlin, which is nice to see. Frankfurt 5-1, a 5-1 towards the end against Paderborn, and 6-1 against Cologne and 3-0 against Leipzig as well. So it just wasn't enough. We had an unbeaten 8 wins on the bounce. That is superb. What a run in to get that to get nearer to the title as well, which is a phenomenal. Just out of interest, Leipzig, I just want to have a quick look. What did they do towards the end of the season? They lost 2. They faltered, losing obviously to ourselves and Wolfsburg, but they did beat Paderborn 7. They did score an awful lot of goals, 7-0 there against Paderborn. In the German Cup, we get as far as the quarterfinals, losing to Mönchengladbach 4-0 after beating Frankfurt, Bochum, and Rothera now. Yeah, we scored a lot of goals, but 4-0 hammering by Borussia Mönchengladbach. Our defence of the title of the German Cup really ended there. We didn't fare well in the Champions League though, but we did have a tough round of games to play. We finished 18th. We're still in the top 24, which is okay. Bayern Munich finished. We finished above Bayern Munich as well. That's crazy. They must have had a bad run of games as well. They had to beat Dinamo and Real San Sebastian. Drew with Rennes, Man City, Marseille, Chelsea and Ajax. They had a tough round as well, really. Lost to Milan, but how did we fare? We beat Slavia Prague, Dinamo and PSV convincingly all 3 games. We drew Milan, PSG and Tottenham. That's pretty decent. And we only lost to Liverpool and Juventus. Okay, I can live with that. And then we lost out in the first knockout round against Tottenham. Even though we drew with them 2-2 at home. We beat them 1-0 this time, but lost 3-0 away. Squad-wise, let's have a look. I can see a lot of goals. Moukoko finishes top goal scorer with 42 from 46. Outstanding. He beat Adeyemi. We got two very, very good youngsters here. Unbelievable. Adeyemi with 37 goals. Moukoko, he got 57 goals, involvements, 46 for Adeyemi. 13 goals for Rikoff as well. I think that was while on loan. But other than that, they're getting the ball to our front players and they're putting the ball in the back of net. Kangin Lee, Thuram, Hudson-Odoi, we got North. Gittins as well, he did okay out on loan. I don't think he's improving that much, is he, to be fair. Assist-wise, I mean, it's pretty much right through the whole team as well. There's only Filippo Mane, who we're going to try and get into the team a bit more as well, the youngster. He's only 21 as well. Carbo, the goalkeeper. Okay, how did he do this season? 11 clean sheets. That's not bad. He conceded 41, but 11 clean sheets. He's having a not bad seasons, actually. Oh, 64 and 49 though. Right, financially, we've been given another £36 million to spend. I'm wondering whether we need to go and, I don't know. I'm not sure where to improve. Possibly we need to look at a goalkeeping situation, maybe. I think we're okay as we are. I don't think we need to go mad anymore. Maybe a couple of more replacements, another centre-back, possibly. For Sula's getting on a little bit. But other than that, they've been pretty good. Right, to start our signings off then, Alex Scott from Bristol Rovers, I think. Bristol City, actually. Yeah, we decided to go to the Championship. He was available. He has very good potential as well, and he's only 23 years old. He came in on a free, really. £800,000 was just the compensation bit, but very much a freebie in my eyes. Very good stats. Potential, like I say, is quite good as well. And again, just a backup in the midfield. We didn't really need to improve that much. But if there was a deal that we could bring somebody in cheap, then sell him on later on for a bit of money, he would be one of the ideal candidates to that. 5-year contract, 43 grand a week, cheap as chips. Very, very pleased. He did okay with Bristol City. Not a bad few seasons, so we'll see how he goes here if he gets any game time. There was contemplation of putting him out on loan, but we just need bodies in the long squad, in a big squad that we have got, and just to have backups around. Again, not knowing where to spend the money, we bring in Wesley as forward. In fact, I felt like we needed another backup striker. We have got a couple, but they're getting the odd game or two. And I thought, while we're playing two forwards, if they get knocked out for some bizarre reason, we've got another backup, and Wesley will be that one person as well. £11 million it's cost us. Not many games, 8 games overall, 4 seasons. Whether or not he'll get some game time for us remains to be seen. But at 19 years old, we took him out of the under-19s. He may get some game time. We'll see, but again, potential is very, very high. And then our main signing, we tried to offload Sula. He's not getting any younger. He can still play, but I thought we'd bring in another youngster that can play alongside Garcia, and they can grow together actually. And he fits the bill. He's at his potential. I'm sure he can grow a bit more than that. Physicals look absolutely superb. Heading looks fantastic, and mental's brilliant. Probably could he be better than Sula? Let's have a quick look. About the same actually. Not far off at all. I think it's a like for like, and 6 years is younger as well. So £62 million was spent, really. Not an awful lot. But overall, in this rebuild, that brings the spending up to £382.5 million. And really, we only spent probably 3/4 of that last season. So we generally rebuilt our side last season, season 4 to be fair. And it has worked a treat. Out the door, we'd say goodbye to Tom Roth. He's gone to Borussia Mönchengladbach. He looks okay, but our scouting reports say only signed him as a last resort. So they were quite happy to let him go. I'm not sure how I feel about that. £13 million. Wow. I was not expecting that, and I think that was done behind my back, but I probably would have let him go anyway. Caballas has gone as well for £7.5 million, and we also say goodbye at the end of last season. Julian Brandt, he's gone to Monaco for 2.3. So our squad is pretty young. I mean, there's only Sula that's now 30, Cobel's 28 alongside Ozcan and Lodi, but everybody else 26 and under. Pre-season has gone phenomenally. We're unbeaten. I don't know how it's going to go for the rest of the season, but I'll take it as much as I can. Pre-season was fantastic. Real Madrid a 4-2 victory there, and then in the first round of the German Cup we absolutely demolished Bonatal 17-0 with 11 goals coming from Adeyemi. I mean, you can sit there and count them, but 11 goals right here. 2 for Maul, who's a youngster. Makoko gets a hat-trick as well. I mean, did we miss a penalty as well? Oh, Frimpong got injured. But yeah, amazing. Absolutely 17-0. I mean, I think that's the most I've ever seen in a game, especially from me being in charge. Stuttgart, Frankfurt and Darmstadt have all been beaten, and we get to play Lyon, Shakhtar, Celtic, PSG, Lazio, Atletico Bilbao, Feyenoord and Liverpool in the Champions League. We are top of the table, which is the first time this rebuild, which if we could just stop it here, we've won the league. Hurrah! We'll see how that goes, but I'd like to remain unbeaten. Bayern Munich also unbeaten, same with Bayern Leverkusen. Leipzig are lacking behind just by 3 points. There's the Champions League, all the teams in there. Main task is getting to the top 24 and mainly into the top 8 if we can. We've drawn Hoffenheim in the next round of the German Cup. And for the last time, 4-1 to win the league behind Bayern Munich. So maybe this is the season to do it. And there are a few of our players now in the Dream 11. Adeyemi gets into the Dream 11. Nianzou as well, and Frimpong also. So all that remains now is to simulate season 5. Fingers crossed we could come away with some silverware, namely the Bundesliga. Haven't the boys done well? We've finished top of Bundesliga finally, and looking at our form, it looks like we may have won it just before we just really struggled. 2 defeats right at the very death. We'll have a look at who they were against. We lost 4 overall. Freiburg, Leipzig twice we lost to, and Augsburg as well. 2 defeats, home ones, right? Are they the last 2 games, home games? 24 wins, 6 draws, 4 losses, but a goal difference of 50 with 86 goals being put in. Where did Bayern? They're in the Europa League. Wow, that's not going to go down well at all. They only conceded 26 goals, but they have had trouble scoring goals, 44 in fact. Half hours actually, so that's I wonder if they sack the manager. Adeyemi finishes top with Mukoko, which is quite fitting for the final season. 22 goals apiece in the league. Well done, you guys. And they've also finished best players in the league alongside Nianzou as well. And Mukoko with the most assists with 18. And Onana there with 11. Nice. And Adeyemi picks up the most player of the match awards. And Lodi gets the most second most yellow cards. Still not a lot on the clean sheet front though. So the league, we do carry on that form that we did right at the very beginning. And we lose our first game against Augsburg in November. We struggle November, December, with a couple of defeats, draws. We lost to Leipzig there, though, didn't we? And then we go on another run. Wow, that's superb. 4, 7, 10, 12 games winning streak. That is superb. 4-0 over Stuttgart, 5-0 over Werder, 4-0 Schalke, 4-1 Augsburg. We get our own back on them. And them 2 defeats right at the very end. At home as well, while we're parading the trophy. So looks like the win over Bayern kind of sealed the deal, and the draw against Leverkusen, well, only just. That is just that's crazy. We could have lost it right at the very end. The German Cup, after that 17-0 drubbing in the first round, we get knocked out in the second round. Hoffenheim 1-0. Champions League, we finish in 14th position. Only 1 point off though. Top 8: Arsenal, PSG, Man U, Real Madrid, Juventus, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and Man City. Not as many English clubs there, but Liverpool, Chelsea just finish outside, but they still go through. 24th and down: Celtic miss out, Bilbao, PSV, Fiorentina, Shakhtar miss out. Okay, where did Bayern Munich finish? Did they finish anywhere in there? Oh, they finished below us actually, 16th. Considerably below us actually, 4 points. So we lost to Liverpool and PSG. We drew with Lyon, but beat the others. Feyenoord 5-2, Bilbao 3-2, Lazio 5-4, Celtic 4-1, and Shakhtar 3-1. And still we couldn't manage to get into that top 8. 21 goals scored, but we did concede an awful lot though. 17 goals, wow. In the first knockout round, we beat Frankfurt 6-3 overall, taking a 2-1 defeat into the home game, which we actually smashed them 5-1. With Rickoff, the youngster, with 2 goals. Looks like we had a changed side there by all accounts. And then Juventus in the round of 16, where we lose 2-1 overall, taking a 1-1 draw from home after an equaliser from Turan as well. But the winner coming from Terrier, 93rd minute. Wow! We could have gone into extra time and possibly penalties. Maybe stood a chance. The eventual winners, Man City winning 3-1 against Real Madrid. So, looking at the squad then, let's have a quick look, shall we? Goals. Adeyemi beats Makoko to the top billings for this season. 37 from 38, including 10 assists as well. That's 47 in total. But Makoko, 30 goals, 26 assists, 56 goals involvement. Wow, that is absolutely superb. At 22 years old, he looks an absolute star, doesn't he? Wow, look at them stats as well. And overall here on the right hand side, 67 goals for Dortmund now in 144 games. That doesn't seem an awful lot, does it really? Did he really play that many games for us? Maybe we should have given him a chance earlier on. Maybe have gone 2 up front from the start. Adeyemi never ceases to amaze. 133 goals now and 158 appearances. That's just crazy. We have a quick look at his stats. He's just been prolific ever since his move from where is it? Salzburg. £33 million seems an awful bargain. That does, doesn't it? I mean, that's his best season to date, 7.55, but not goal-wise, I don't think. 19 goals from Nianzou as well. Nianzou played in defence. He's got 19 goals. That's insane. That must be coming up for corners, though. It has to be. 2 assists. And Rickoff as well, the other striker, the other youngster. 12 goals he weighed in with. That's pretty decent as well. Kangin Lee, 8 and 6, 7 and 9 for... Who's Christian Maul? Is he another youngster that we decided to bring in? Amazing. Alex Scott as well from midfield, 6 and 6, doing very well. Odoi, 4 and 9. Everybody weighing in. Wesley, how did he do? He got a few games. Lodi with 3 assists only this time. It's not an awful lot. Onana, 48 games, 12 assists, superb. And a lot of other players just not getting enough game time, so it seems. And Garcia, the other defender, didn't score any goals. I suppose Nianzou's scoring other goals for him, I guess. But assist-wise, 26, Makoko. We've got Onana, Frimpong with 11, never ceases to amaze. Adeyemi with double figures as well. Everybody else, not too bad at all. That's a superb effort from the lads. Absolutely superb. Staffing, we have got the best coaches in the league as well. Not so much on the scouting and medical, but we're almost there. And just have a look at the what they're looking like for next season and the season. Well, say next season. Cobble's still there. I mean, they have got players come. I mean, look at that. I mean, they're absolutely superb. I mean, they're all right going into next season. Absolutely okay. I mean, Makoko, look at that, strikers up front. We've only need 2. It looks like Adeyemi may need a new contract. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let me know down in the comments who you would like to see rebuilt next or in the forthcoming rebuilds. And we'll get to work on that as well. But until the next time, again, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye for now.